You were threatened to steal information from a ruthless gold mafia who was known as a raper.
Other point of view, you tried to open your eyes, but a blindfold around your eyes didn't let you. Then you felt your hands tied behind your back. You assumed you were sitting on a chair, maybe for hours, as your body had been stiff till now. A sharp pain shot up to your head, and you pulled your wrist to get free. The ropes cut your and you hissed, Kyle, Sean. Hearing that voice, reality hit you, crushing all your senses. You were kidnapped along with your brother, Kyle. You were going back to your apartment after finishing shift of a part-time job. Kyle, your 5 years old brother, was with you, as he always joins you after his school. Two men in black attire and a lot of tattoos on their arms easily threw you two in a van. Kyle, Sean, Jan, Kyle, you okay? Kyle, my hands are hurting, but that is okay. Are you alright? The way he always tried to be a gentleman. Jan, you will be fine, Kyle. I'm here. Victor, what can you do, little girl? You gasped when suddenly your blindfold was pulled down and an evil face was in front of you. Jan, who are you? Why you kidnapped us? For a deal. Simple. The feeling creeped you out when he touched your face. Kyle, stay away from my sister. He yelled like a big brother, and that man went to him. Victor, my name is Victor, and if your sister will not obey me, then I might hurt you. Jan, no, please tell me what you want. He gestured his man and he took away Kyle. Jan, what are you doing? Let us go. Please don't hurt him. Victor, I am not. I will not if you get some information from taehyung. Your mind flashed memory of how you know that dangerous mafia. 1 week ago, at evening you work in restaurant as a waitress. That place was affordable only for rich people. Kyle's school bus dropped him outside. He entered, and very cheerfully he called your name. You were holding a tray full of glasses. While turning, your attention diverted, and you collided with a man. Drinks fell on you, him, and then on the floor. Jan, I am so sorry. But that man called the manager. Richard, what kind of people you hired? It was a mess, and it became worse when he asked the manager to hand you over to him for a night. Richard, pay for your mistake. Your hand raised and left a mark on his face. Breathing heavily, you turn to leave with the decision that you will never come back here. Richard, not so easy. His big, rough hand clasped around your wrist. You screamed, and Kyle followed you while crying. When he was dragging you away, he pulled you inside a room. Kyle, leave my sister. His crying voice drowned your heart. Sean, Kyle. He was picked up by a guard, not letting him in. You yelped due to pain when you hit the floor with your knees and palms. Richard. She was so aggressive while ago, and look what a crying mess she is now. The room was smelled like and drinks. That was a VIP room containing dangerous figures from the dark world. Kim Tae-hung, merciless mafia, who was known as the Reaper, was sitting on a chair. Ta, I told you, Richard, to not interrupt me. His heavy voice and deep, thick accent. You regretted your life decisions. With a furiously beating heart, you looked up to see his face. Dark eyes, perfect jawline, all set hairs, and black suit. You shivered due to the dark energy he was oozing. He was glaring at Richard. Feeling your stares, his intense gaze shifted to you. Your wet face and eyes, filled with fear, made him noxious. Richard, she slapped me in front of everyone. Taehyung left his place, and you realized how tall he was. He was approaching you, and even scared to your core, you still didn't move your eyes from him. More tears poured out when he held you by your arms and stood you on your feet. Ta, what's your name? His voice was low that only you heard him. Jean. The pout you made mesmerized him. He hadn't even seen such an innocent face before. Richard, I only asked her to spend a night with me, and she dared to slap me. His grip tightened and pupils dilated. Your breath hissed when he pulled out his weapon. Jean, you forgot to breathe when the trigger was pulled. Only the servants in the room gasped. You turned your head, and Richard was on the floor. His guards were taking away him. Ta, Shan, you visibly gulped and then flinched when he put his hand on your shoulder. Ta, I am sorry for how he behaved. The Reaper himself was saying sorry. Ta, everyone will apologize. Feel free and safe to work here. You couldn't stop yourself to believe his words, his eyes. The feeling was beyond any words when he wiped your tears. Ta, don't cry. It's been years that someone had ever asked you to not cry. Whether it was right or wrong, you put your head on his chest and wrapped your arms around him. He was shocked. The Reaper was shocked. He was crying crazily as if those tears were always waiting for him. Before he could pat your back, the door bursted and Kyle was running to you. Kyle, Jean, you stepped away from Taehyung, and Kyle wrapped around you. Kyle, Nuna, I was so scared. He rarely calls you that. You smiled, ruffling his hairs. Taehyung bent on his knees. Ta, big boy, don't be scared. Kyle, who are you? Ta, for others, Reaper, but for you, a friend. Including you, everyone was shocked at his words and tone. Kyle, friend, a man dragged my sister here, and one was keeping me outside. He was scary. Jan, Kyle, thank you, sir. We will leave now. Kyle, wait. Are you my sister's boyfriend? Your eyes widened, and you picked him up to leave. I am her friend. Your feet halted, and you glanced at him. Da, right? You didn't resign and keep working there. With Taehyung, your friendship grew. He was a dangerous man, but you couldn't stop yourself. You knew that it was not just a friend zone, but maybe more than that. Present time. Victor, you know him, right? But how he knows. The dark ink covering his arm, neck, and skull was darkening the room. Victor, lately he had been head over heels for you. It's not like this, Victor. I know it all. Now listen and follow. If you don't want me to do something bad with that little boy, Sean, don't hurt him. Victor, then bring the data of his gang. What? Victor, you will be guided. Are we in the deal now? Sean, I don't know anything. Just do as I say, and it will be easy. In next 3 days, you were standing in front of him in his office. You never imagined that mafias can have such formal offices too. Duh, I was so worried that you didn't come to work. You changed your address and why you didn't go to college. Were you jailed? He touched your forehead and then cheeks. Jan, I left the job there. Duh, why? Did someone bother you? Just say the name. Jan, no, I just. Can I work here? Is there any place vacant? He was taken aback for a while. Duh, yes, but I am hardly present here. Restaurant is better. We spend good time together. That's why you were sent here. Yeah, please, it's a request. Da, oh come on, you don't need to. When do you want to start the work then? Jan, are you really giving me a job? Da, of course. Feeling guilty, you thanked him. Jan, I would like to start from today. He was impressed. Da, as you wish. I have a meeting. Wait here. I will be back soon. You let out a sigh when he left. With trembling hands, you took out a small device and stuck it under Taehyung's table. With intense fear in your eyes, you looked up towards the camera, telling them that you did as you were told. You looked at the files on the table and you didn't notice anything special. Then you touched the pad of his laptop and the screen blinked, though it wasn't facing the camera. It was locked, but your eyes widened when seeing your picture on it and four words written there: love. To be continued. This is just the first part, and that's why just a plot was shown. Story will grow more in the next chapter. Thanks a lot. Love you all.